welcome YouTube friends. Another trend prediction for this year. Let's get right into it because there's a lot to cover today. I'm feeling that dressing like a disgraced socialite is going to play a big role in the whole way we look towards styling. It's creating a look generally. I'm definitely thinking mixing pearls and rhinestones, kind of getting that trashy look. Birkins paired with a messy manicure, and hair should always look like it's been slept in overnight. Even if you've spent $400 on like a whole blowout. Poor in shame, but impeccably dressed. Style so scandalous that it has its own mugshot. I just think it's just going to be quite an iconic period. Pawning a Cartier bracelet on 56th and Lex to cover their assistant's invoice. Lindsay Lohan arriving in court in Dior, and her whole kind of court get-up. That whole 2010 period definitely was a time in fashion and style and how it was going to kind of move from there, and I think that will just be shown through this coming year. Oversized sunglasses, acting like a double shield for their kind of emotion as an emotional armour, almost like Anna Wintour whenever she's at a fashion show, and she's always got sunglasses on so no one can look and see what she's thinking. A headband worn with confidence of someone who's just come out of rehab. It's almost like a warning label telling you, be careful, this is a disgraced socialite. Next, thinking with kind of fabrics. Sheer on sheer, chiffon, organza, kind of see-through fabrics, especially popular in dresses and blouses. It's just versatile and they're just used, you know, as layers to add an extra form of texture to an outfit. It's just interesting how it works with light and exposure, and it just plays a huge role in creating kind of a ghostly silhouette, quite ethereal, which can pull into kind of Tilda Swinton's style with its kind of rigid structure and architectural silhouette, but then there are hints of a flowy butterfly that flutters underneath. Another accent kind of with feathers shown a lot in Miuccia Prada's red carpet looks and end of runway. Thank you to her audience that have watched the show. Instagram account that I found, Jolie Objects, she showed a lot of kind of contrast between shell sequins and feather accents. Kind of for dreamers, feathers have got a lot of reminiscence upon freedom, honour, power, a connection to nature and the spiritual realm. So there's a lot of annotations that you can take from feathers and how it's worn. Additionally, cropped cardigans from the 1990s. It's like essential for the wardrobe. It's a basic, functional. It was worn and made popular by Caroline Bessette Kennedy's minimalistic style. I feel that kind of a lot of people will be looking at that look that she had going on in the 1990s because she was a bit of an it girl, I feel, back then. Next, won't have not heard this before, skinny jeans or tight boot cut, however you want to look at it. You know, looking at Kate Moss, models coming away from the runway in their off-duty kind of looks. Boots that have got the skinny jeans tucked in. Reintroduction of the late 2000s, early 2010s. I feel though that skinny jeans this last year were often replaced by capris, straight leg denim, satin and linen trousers, and then the whole kind of balloon trousers. I just think there's going to be a bit more emphasis on skinny jeans this year, and really playing around with how to work it into a look. Next, I'm thinking kind of a bright, messy eyeshadow look, looking almost gunmetal. There's definitely going to be kind of a monochromatic look style, and that will be shown through makeup. Trashy chic, death of the clean girl, a cultural shift away from minimalism toward imperfect, expressive, messy 90s grunge glam, and just kind of that movement towards authenticity, moving away from trends. I feel there'll be definitely a trend fatigue, trying to find your own identity, I feel, because the last, I don't know, 10, 15 years, there's been a lot of people just following and being sheep and not having a lot of experimentation or expression in themselves. So I think that will just shine through, and there'll just definitely be a shift towards inclusivity and diverse forms of beauty. Next, to continue on with beauty, Glossier has now come under new management at the end of 2025, like new marketing, and I feel that the new management might kind of introduce a less clean aesthetic, moving away from the whole unicorn hype ramification of the beauty industry, certainly. Additionally, from the unicorn hype, there's definitely going to be a pushback on purity culture. So people that just idolise virginity, kind of look at developing your own values, deconstruction, reevaluate things, reclaim your body and pleasure, reintroducing aspects of pushing back on purity culture. And that whole messy scene certainly felt like it had that. And seeking a healthy community. Society we are living in now has become a little bit more conservative from quite a liberally dominated society, just about social aspects, but it's kind of more of a form of reactionary rebellion against prevailing progressive norms. That can be shown through a lot of 1960s silhouettes and that form of rebellion through bold colours, bold prints, quite geometric, short dresses, mini skirts, bold coloured tights, really opaque, PVC fabrics, go-go boots were a whole thing, especially white go-go boots, and kind of that consumerist rebellion against class, focusing on sleek, modern and youthful looks. In the 1960s, kind of introduced itself and project itself a lot more on today's society and go back and kind of modernise the 1960s, but not to the point that it's in a sheen way, if you get what I mean. Kind of the influences of this were the music, like psychedelic rock, anti-war sentiments, and kind of a return to nature, and unisex boundaries being broken. I feel I've seen that quite a lot through Prada's recent campaign of men fitting their feet into the recent collection's shoes, just kind of trying to break that boundary and explore, and having that effeminate and androgynous contrast between both male and female, having that genderless kind of area, that grey area that's not been explored enough. I feel that I've gone over most of the trends that I need to emphasise about the whole scandalous, disgraced socialite, the whole New York City scene with Gossip Girl and that period of being so extremely rich and having no care in the world, and knowing damn well that you just are going to make a mess. And I think the whole messiness and that look kind of shows itself through into Claudia Winkleman's style, with her red carpet looks, looking dishevelled and the eyeliner just dripping. It's fascinating throughout. The obnoxiously orange tan, the long fringe, the really Parisian all black monotone style. I need to make emphasis on monotone. I think there'll be a lot of grey monotone, blacks and whites, which was shown in the Golden Globes. That's just been, and I just think Claudia Winkleman's whole ideology of how she views herself as well, it's just fascinating how she puts herself together every day. It might not be for everyone, but I think she's brilliant. But yes, I feel that those might be seen throughout this year for the trends. Feel free to comment any kind of suggestions or what else you might think might be trending this year. I would really love to know your opinions. But yeah, I think be colourful, be broad, don't feel scared to express yourself, and get on exploring. Bye bye, and I'll see you in the next video.